Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your December 2023 General Tarot reading. It's Rena here. The heart of the matter is the Knight of Coins, which is the Knight of Pentacles. So December may see you just kind of working diligently. And this can be a great card for earning money, just like by doing things consistently. So there can be a very down-to-earth quality about this. I have mentioned this. I haven't used this deck extensively because I got it. Oh, I got it not too long ago, and it's called. I think it's called Crystal Magic Tarot. Somebody was asking me. I've had people ask me what deck it is, and every card has a different crystal, and it represents the energy of that card. So this one, I think they said, is the green jasper. And I'm a sun in Sagittarius, so I felt great that this was the first sign I was going to do for my December readings because we're in Sagittarius season. So yeah, I mean, it just might be that this is one of those months where you're just plugging away and doing what you need to do, but that could be financially lucrative as well. In the past position, we have the Lovers card. This is connected to the opposite sign of Sagittarius and Gemini. As I record this, there is a full moon in Gemini happening on November 27th at 4 degrees of Gemini, almost 5 degrees. So maybe there is some, since it's in the past position, maybe that is some kind of catalyst for what is happening. Then if the Knight of Pentacles is a person, it might be like a Taurus. Somebody has a strong Taurus, and perhaps with the Lovers card, there is that kind of a choice that you have to make, because even in the higher message, we have the Two of Cups, which can be reuniting with someone. So if you have a Gemini in your past and a Taurus right now, the Two of Cups, if anybody actually has that dilemma, please let me know. I know people wouldn't have to, they would be so freaked out. I've had that happen before where I gave examples and then they're like, oh my God, that's my situation. But, other than that, you notice that we have the Lovers card, which they have two, and then the Two of Cups. When you see a two, or with the Lovers, it's an actual card of choice. You may be, having to make some sort of decision, and it might not be that easy for you because you may have like a divided heart where there's a part of you that wants one thing. I mean, if I look at the Knight of Pentacles, or coins as they call it here, it could be someone who is very dependable, and it can feel, and even like if it's a job offer, you may feel like, oh, this is like steady work, or this is, paying my bills. And yet, there's something with the heart chakra. There's something with your emotions with the Two of Cups. And it can even be somebody from your past, or it could be reuniting with someone. Sometimes the Two of Cups, though, can be making a commitment. So if a person is on the fence, or in the case of Sagittarius, sometimes we are like, I'm afraid I'm going to lose my freedom. I'm afraid that if I if I commit to this person, I'm not going to be able to do what I want to do. What crosses you is the devil card. Oh, that's so interesting, because the devil can indicate lust. It can indicate excessive materialism. So it can mean that so just like I was saying, if somebody doesn't like what they're doing, but there's a plentiful work, or maybe it's like a good pay, they can stay in that situation and maybe even feel that they are betraying their values by doing so. And yet it's hard for them to kind of break away from that. And that saying from the Bible, what profiteth a man who gains the world and loses his soul? Sagittarians tend to be very philosophical. And yes, we can be preachy, but that's because we rule the ninth house, which is about God and it's about philosophical structure. So that's just how we view life. We're always looking for deeper meaning. And if there has been some kind of a situation, it can be very hard sometimes. Because look at that central card, coins. That really does speak to this issue of the earthly concerns. What's coming in is a star card. It's very interesting because this is a card connected to Aquarius. And Aquarius's birthstone is the amethyst, if I'm not mistaken. And I notice that I have another deck that has like kind of a purple, kind of like this background. But here they have it in green, which I find very interesting. And I'm going to have to, the crystal that they associate with Moldavite, I'm going to have to, there's a little booklet that came along with this. And I want to find out more about that particular crystal, because some of these crystals, I don't know their properties. But this is a card of renewed hope. And this card could indicate that you have been through a season where maybe you weren't feeling as hopeful about something. And that can also, sometimes that can lead a person to just doing whatever feels safe, because they have been in a situation where there isn't that kind of guarantee. And there aren't, actually guarantees. But the point is that sometimes it's easier to take risks. And sometimes you're just kind of hunkering down and you're just trying to get through a particular time in your life when things seem very challenging. But Sagittarius are very optimistic usually. So we tend to be people that are going to see the good in something, even if currently we're just kind of like, I think of that Knight of Pentacles energy as kind of just like getting up, putting one foot in front of the other, punching the time clock, doing what you have to do. And there might be some higher goal behind it. If you have lost somebody that is dear to you, the star card can be some kind of sign that they're around you. And maybe that, if you've been kind of like the Knight of Pentacles, you've been doing that to kind of get your mind off of your grief. Or maybe you got divorced, you broke up with someone, and you're just throwing yourself into this routine. And that can be very helpful, I think, to kind of do something productive and not just ruminate. So that can give you this sign. But if you have had some kind of loss of somebody that you cared about, there might be a sign, even with this reading, that that person is with you and is even guiding you. And if you have some decision to make, that can be very good. And then the outcome card is the Eight of Cups. And this is a card of leaving behind what no longer serves you. So yes, in terms of decisions, if you have been feeling a sense of life not being fulfilling, but maybe you've been hooked into it, and that can be a relationship too. You're hooked into it for the financial security. And that, when I say security, it's almost like an illusion sometimes, because it really, there are no guarantees. Even when you think something is secure. And plus, it can just feel like a rut. So you're kind of, it's like being on this spiritual journey. So yeah, I think that really kind of like talks about a decision that you have to make, and affirms it. All right, Sag, that's what I have for you. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.